Welcome to the Hardest Question video blog. I'm sitting here with Tony Jones, and we're looking.
This is Russell Rathman.
Yeah, and we are looking at Lent 4 and the Gospel text, which is John 9:1 through 41. I don't know if they think we need a break from Matthew or something, but they put these Johns in here, and they're really long.
Since John doesn't get his own lectionary year, I think they threw John in like during Advent and Lent and stuff like that. Got to get a little John in there.
I think so, but it's good stuff. But it's good and crazy stuff. There's so much in this text. It's a long narrative portion about a man born blind and how Jesus is healed. And there's some really interesting questions.
Yeah, there's there's everything from the theological question that the Pharisees ask, which is, the disciples ask, why is he blind? Because he sinned or his parents sinned. Right. Then there's the theological. Theological question the Pharisees ask. Yeah. Didn't you heal him on the Sabbath? You're not supposed to do something like that on the Sabbath. And then they drag his parents into it, and the parents are like, ask him, he's of age, and then his friends don't believe him, and then even at the very end, Jesus has these very kind of cryptic sayings to the man about, and then to the man first, and then even to the Pharisees finally like, oh, now you're blind, now you have no sin, but if you can see, now you're full of sin again.
Yeah, no, it's this big, I think, interesting argument. There's some interesting things in here for me, but there's one really hard question here that, it's just like, I don't know, it's one of those verses where you feel obligated to explain it away to protect Jesus or something that makes him look really bad. So when he says, the disciples ask, is he born blind because it's his parents' sin or his? And Jesus' answer is the hardest question. He says, no, it wasn't because of his parents' sin or that he sinned. He was born blind so the glory of God could be shown.
Right, it's a little bit like saying, oh, Job, all that horrible shit happened to Job so that God could be glorified in the end.
Yeah.
That's not helpful.
It's not helpful, and you'd think God could come up with, he doesn't need to maim people, so he can later, make him look
right. Like imagine going to these parents when as their pastor or rabbi right after their little boy is born and the boy is blind, and you're like, Pastor, Rabbi, why was our son born blind? Well, so that the works of God could be shown in him. Like So we'd rather have a son that doesn't have that handicap, and just let him live a normal life, than him be an object lesson for God's.
That's it,
glory.
There. So I think that's really a hard question to deal with that text, and you can't get past this. Why is he born blind? Oh, God did it to prove a point. God did it to him. That's
because how many of us even subscribe to that God is the author of infirmity?
I think that's ridiculous.
It seems like part and parcel of the ancient Hebraic worldview of which Jesus was a part.
Yeah, right.
But it seems something that it's really hard to bridge when we no longer hold that cosmology.
Right, to say that if God has done this to you because of whatever reason, it's not like, we come from a different point of view. If there's a flood, if it rains, if there's a drought, if there's a good harvest, the question isn't, did God do this? The question is, why did God do it this way, right? Yeah. Right. So you have to get past that. And then I think there's something if I'm preaching this, I would dig a little deeper, I think, into the whole parent issue. Yeah. Because a lot of parents don't show up in the gospel.
No, it seems unique that the parents get pulled in.
And that they start out with the question, is it his parents' fault?
Right, and then the parents get dragged in.
Then the parents show up.
Yeah, and because they have to testify to whether this is their son. Right, and they
say it's our son, but it's not our fault.
Not our problem.
It's not our problem. Yeah. So I think that's
there's a lot going on.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I'd like to somehow figure out how to get myself off the hook for the things that I have done to my children, and this might help.
That's true. All right.
So this has been the Hardest Question video blog. Let us know how you're going to preach on this text. Post on the blog. We'd love to hear it. Thanks.